Summary of the best computers in the world presented at CES 2023. These are the best computers in the world. Last week, I traveled 10,000 kilometers to see and test the best computers at CES in Las Vegas. This year, new graphics cards and processors were announced and the best computers in the world were showcased. I was able to try both supercomputers with no practical purpose and computers that... The new and improved video cards. But let's start from the beginning. Today, we are going to see 5 totally incredible computers that might be the best in the world. Alright, let's start with the first one. This is a PC with the new RTX 5090, the best video card in the world. But hey, before that, let me talk to you about something I've been using for many years.
My PC and its Opera GX. This is a different browser. Most browsers usually look like a copy and paste of the previous one. And others, the aesthetic is very similar, but with Opera GX it is quite. This is just in a completely customizable browser. So well, I just downloaded Opera GX in my browser and let me show you all the new things and some of the innovations that the browser brings. The first are the GX mods. Basically with this function, you can change the browser. Entering GX Store 1, you can start to see the different types of mods that you can download. I, for example, downloaded this mod that transformed the browser. Love and hip hop theme, or also the mod I have installed right now in the browser, which is mostly a cyberpunk themed mod that changes all the tabs, keyboard sounds, tab sounds, and it also changes the this. Greek music is quite complete. Here, for example, you can see the new keyboard sounds. You can also see here how depending on the mod, it can change my browser icons and also the sounds in the tabs. And yes, obviously you can change the background and often with the same background sound. But well, we also have more things to customize this browser, such as the GX Control, a feature that allows you to manage the RAM and CPU usage of the browser. It also has an integrated VPN with more than 60 locations to connect and protect your data, or it includes an ad blocker so you don't get ads. And the last thing that is quite interesting is that if you want to switch from one browser to Opera GX, there is a pretty good option called Quick Import, where you go to the browser settings and sync the data from another browser. You can start transferring all the data that was in an old browser you were using and start using it in Opera GX just like I did here, and it happened instantly. But well, if you want to download and try Opera GX, you have to see
A link in the description to go download it and try it, and without further ado, let's continue with the video. Okay, now analyzing this PC, it really is a unique computer in the world as no one can have this video card nowadays. So it is still not for sale and it is the most expensive graphics card in the world if I am referring to the RTX 5090. Actually, the rest of the components that this PC had were quite common instead of having created a pointless computer to show video cards. But they went with something much simpler. They ended up making a PC with a 360mm liquid cooling system, 2 RAM modules in dual channel, which are 32 gigabytes of RAM. A motherboard model that I did not know about, and it is the ASRock Nova motherboard. Specifically, this is the X870 Nova Wi-Fi. And from what I was told, the processor in this PC is a Ryzen 9 9900X, meaning this PC really has very good components. They end up being the best components in the world. Really, the important thing about this PC is its graphics card, the RTX 5090, which basically makes this computer completely unattainable and unique in the world. But well, moving on from this thing, now let's look at a real supercomputer. This supercomputer here features
2 computers in one. Yes, it is something that doesn't make sense.
Actually, it's about this cabinet here. Here, this PC looks incredible. It is incredible, but it could be made more incredible, said MSI. They said, okay, let's make it even more incredible, and basically created this thing here.
Previously, over here we have 2 screens, one screen on this side and another screen on this side. When we get to the PC, it's even more surprising because it's all custom cooling, custom liquid cooling, and first we have here 2 RTX 4090 Supremes. They are not the RTX 5090s because this was built before the video cards were released and they brought it here. And then over here, the video card that the second PC has is an RTX 4070 Ti. Well, the processors
It's an Intel Ultra 9285 here. If that's the processor both PCs have, well,
For example, in this case, the larger PC, the motherboard it has is a Z890 with 96 gigabytes of RAM. All the cable management of this PC goes to the back, and then the entire liquid cooling system from the pump goes underneath, which
They achieved this result here, which is basically an immensely huge PC. And I don't know if I could put it on a desk in my house because really, it's very big. But well, let's continue looking at other computers. So there you can see one of the most amazing PCs out there, a super PC with 3 video cards creating a dual PC system with customized cooling. But well, I forgot to mention some things about this computer, and that is, for example, the storage it has is in both PCs an NVMe M.2 of 4 terabytes from MSI, or for example, the power supply it has is a 1300 watt power supply. It truly is an absolutely amazing computer because of its size and the components it has.
is unique in the world. But well, now moving away from this super PC from MSI, I have something else quite incredible to show you. And here we have a computer from Aorus that is quite interesting. It is not a computer dedicated for gaming, but for another type of tasks. Yes, what you see here are 3 RTX 4070 with the processor 3 Reaper. Specifically, it is the 7975WX, which has 32 cores and 64 threads, and this thing has 256 gigabytes of random access memory. This computer is a beast. And yes, the operating system it is using is not Windows but a Linux distribution. And all this is basically because this computer is not dedicated for gaming or domestic use or anything like that. It's more than anything distributed for what is artificial intelligence tasks. Yes, there you could see an incredible PC.
Possibly powerful with more than 256 gigabytes of RAM and with 3 video cards. But I really think the most surprising thing here is the PC's processor. Because for example, if we look at the first
PC we saw had the RPX 5090 and quite a few powerful components. This PC, when the video cards come out, could cost between $4,000 to $5,000, but in the PC we just saw only its value can reach $4,000. Let's see, we are talking about a 3 Reaper CPU that has 32 cores and 64 threads. This thing is not a small matter. So without a doubt, the PC we just saw has just become the most expensive computer in the entire video. The downside is that this computer was not available to test in games, since as you could see, the operating system that this PC had was not Windows.
It was a Linux mainly oriented towards gaming. From what the people who built the PC and were at the stand told me, basically what was installed was a Linux distribution, which was mainly optimized
for artificial intelligence tasks, and that it was not highly recommended for gaming, and that well also the components that the PC was using, if also they were recommended for the use of artificial intelligence, the entire PC setup. My dream is to install Minecraft, Cyberpunk, GTA 5, conduct a performance test, but not because they told me it was not a PC that could be tested for games. Honestly, a shame. But now, let me tell you about the most aesthetically pleasing PC in the video, and it's this one here. More than talking about the components this PC might have, I'd like to talk about the aesthetics of this computer. This is the most aesthetic PC I saw in the whole event. It had quite an amazing design, since this case designed by M6 doesn't show any connector or cable. Literally, it becomes a computer that uses no cables or visible connectors. These basically using all the connectors at the back of the PC, whether they are the same external connectors from the motherboard such as USB or Wi-Fi cables, or also passing all the connectors through the back of the motherboard, such as the power source pins, whether it's the processor pins, the motherboard pins, or all the case pins like the audio pins, the power pins, and 1,000 other things. Anyway, without a doubt, this was one of the PCs innovative in terms of aesthetics that you see in person. I had never seen such an aesthetic computer, and everyone turns to look at it because indeed that thing was quite innovative. But let me show you 3 completely aesthetic computers that surprised me a lot. Let's start with this PC that has an incredible liquid cooling system, which features a green liquid that distributes through the entire system, and on the water cooler pump, there's a little screen with animations, achieving a result that's more than beautiful. I found the incredible PC combos at Hyde, the famous case brand. Right here they had made a super arcane PC.
the design of colors and cooling of this PC is incredible, and well, then I came across this completely white PC with the orange water cooler system.
Yes, those are the three incredibly aesthetic and beautiful PCs that I wanted to show you because honestly, they don't have. I really hope to one day be able to build a PC like those because they are truly beautiful. And well, to finish, let me show you a computer with the best components in the world, a computer that actually has prohibited components, since this PC has components that have not yet been launched, such as its processor and the video card. The processor of this PC is a Ryzen 99 1950X3D. Yes, the new best processor in the world, and I was able to process it already. In the previous video, I could show you a bit of the performance and how it was to use this whole PC, but also this thing had a not yet released graphics card, an RX from the 90 series. Video from AMD that were not announced, nothing was said about it, but they could be tested and they were in person on the same PC. We couldn't know which graphics card we were seeing because it had drivers that didn't allow us to see the original model, therefore we didn't know what we were using. But after comparing the performance with other mid-range graphics cards or directly with other AMD graphics cards, we realized that this was about a new video card that had not been released yet, and that possibly what we had just used was the highest range of the new video cards from AMD. Well, it's quite surprising on that front to have used a CPU and a video card not yet released, and well, one of the best configurations in AMD computers. But well, I think you could already see a small tour of all the computers I wanted to show you, from computers with the new and better video card to aesthetic computers. Customized computers without any sense, PC for artificial intelligence, or how it was called, AMD's Forbidden PC. I really hope you liked all this. It was quite a lot of work to go through many areas of the event to find all these computers and show them to you in this video. There were truly many computers throughout the event. I missed showing, for example, a supercomputer from Asus, super laptops, and 1,000 more things, but I think I was able to cover what was the most impressive and most powerful in this video. With nothing more to say, I hope you liked the video, and well, see you next time, folks. Goodbye.